So it's all field goals either way. And I think Trevor, Lawrence, and Travis Etienne are getting it going. What's going on over there? What else?
What? Share with the class, teacher.
The score is objectively funny.
Yeah, 18 to 15.
Because you were like, it's like 15 to 12.
There's always a lot of field goals. Don't test my facts. And you get a lot of field goals when you have a good running game that can't quite finish it off. That's what the Jaguars are right now. They're so close. Their RPO game with Travis Etienne and Trevor Lawrence is starting to get going. And I think you can run the ball on the Broncos. It's a really good defense, but it's easier to run on them than it is to pass on them. And you're using Trevor Lawrence's athleticism and his movement skills. I think it's why they felt comfortable trading James Robinson. Because it's all about the RPO. It's all about Etienne. Maybe Trevor Lawrence, even if he's not going to be the guy we thought he's going to be, maybe he could be a bigger, more athletic Tua. That would be good enough. That would be fun. Just be a little more active.
Okay, well, I have 21 to 19 in favor of the Jags in this one. I want to talk about Travis Etienne because he has 116, and that number means rushing yards over expected against a light box. So, you know what's been going on with light boxes? That's what Austin Eckler had success with. That's what Breece Hall has success with. Like, there's a lot of examples of where the Broncos have been giving a light box to opposing running backs, and they just make the most of it. So Etienne, there's no James Robinson to share the load. You really want to play him in all formats. It's like a really fun daily fantasy thing as well. So, and I don't care if we've seen he's not 100% or whatever.
I was laughing mainly at Greg's score because my score is also objectively funny because I have the Broncos winning this 17 to 16. I look back at Jerry Jeudy's last 3 games. He had 7 targets, 8 targets, and then 11 targets. They are force-feeding Jerry Jeudy, and simply based on the odds, I think Jerry Jeudy catches a long touchdown from Russell Wilson or from
Brett Rippon.
Yeah, Brett Rippon. He's ripping
It's got to be Russ.
either way.
Unless he gets hurt.
One way or the other, it's just too difficult. I want to pick the Jags here, but Trevor Lawrence has missed so many throws in the past couple of weeks. I've been burned in picking them, and Patrick Surtain is going to make me pay for one of them.
I am going Broncos as well, 17 to 14. The Broncos defense has only allowed 7 touchdowns, which is the fewest in the NFL. No other team with a losing record has fewer than 13. This Broncos defense is just hanging on for dear life, and Russell Wilson just needs to do something. Cynthia made a genius point this week. I think that Russ is starting to play into all of this chaos going on the outside.
He's messing with us.
He knows that people are going to go all in, and in fact, other teams are starting to buy in. Look at this video from Justin Tucker. Roll it.
Let's talk this a little bit, J-Tuck.
What do you want to know? What are we doing on the plane ride back home? I heard Lamar's leaving us in high knees, Ravens clock, let's fly.
Unlimited!
Like, everyone's just piling on, and he's gonna flip a switch, I think, maybe.
They're not an overwhelmingly convincing win, but I still think that the Giants edge them out. But I'm looking to see what Daniel Jones does with Saquon Barkley. It's really interesting because those two are both in the top 20 in rushing yards over expected because the opportunity for both of them on the field creates a mismatch against defenses. Obviously, the Seahawks have 2 great corners. They're young. They're really interesting. Tariq Woolen, Kobe Wright, great names, fun to say. Let's throw it between the hashes, the middle of the field where Daniel Jones can suggest when he has gotten the ball out of his hands. So that all taken together means advantage Giants.
I heard that all, and I just heard Kate. Come after as well. No, what am I doing?
Thank you for inciting that.
They recognize.
No, they're
Look, this is the sweet innocent version of something. Maybe
Not the bully.
things go wrong once Rachel gets to her. Because Cynthia, you mentioned Tariq Woolen and Kobe Bryant. Also, let's throw Boye Mafe into this as well. This is a team that's starting a whole bunch of rookies, especially on defense, and we saw at the start of the season the results weren't so great. But take a look at what the Seahawks defense has done recently. Especially considering they held the Chargers under 100 yards rushing. That was the first time. Well, that's the thing. That's the thing. people improve, they get better, and this defense has gotten better, and that's why I don't think the Giants are going to crest 21 points. I think Gino and company, who I'm leading, top that, and the streak is over. The Seahawks will eventually be picked by.
Okay, so the Seahawks have the best quarterback. But they also might have the best running game in this game. Kenneth Walker is playing that well right now. I'm not saying he's better than Saquon Barkley, but he has a better matchup. I talked last week, how do you attack this blitz-heavy Giants defense? You run straight through those blitzes. The Jaguars did that well, but they didn't throw it well enough. Kenneth Walker can bust off big runs. He's second among running backs in the league at 6.1 yards per carry. You know what defense is the very worst in the NFL giving up yards per carry? It's the Giants. I know they've overcome it. They're not going to overcome it this week. And Rachel, you've mentioned Ben McAdoo. Believed in Gino even before me. That's not true. I wrote a whole article about it. You can check it out. Making a league 2014. It's still up there.
I love that. Guys, I'm disappointed. I spent too much time with Cynthia this week. I was all on the Seahawks. She came on my podcast the other day. Bet she said, make sure you listen. And I was like, guys, Seahawks, Gino, defense is improving, da-da-da-da. And she just made some valid points. And unfortunately, pull up my score. Look what I did. Look what I did. I succumbed to the Cynthia pressure. I got the Giants 27. Now it's done.
I like that. I like it when we're split.
It's 27-24. I will say, okay, there's a lot of things to be scared of this weekend. It's Halloween weekend. I don't know what Greg's going to show up as, but I'm sure it's going to be weird and frightening. You know what's really scary? Saquon Barkley against that rushing defense. I know they've improved, but they're still almost the worst rushing defense in the league in the Seahawks. I am going to be looking forward. I look forward to this one every time it goes down. Niners, Rams. San Francisco has won 7 straight regular season games against the Rams. I don't know how they are doing it. They are slightly favored against LA in SoFi. ET Dubs.
Even though I don't like the injury report, I still like the Niners in this matchup. I only have a 2-point win in this one, though. 22-20 is my final score. When I'm looking at this one, it all comes down to that O-line. And Matthew Stafford, he's not just been under pressure, he's been under the bad kind of pressure. Like, we have G number 70 on the screen here, Joe Noble, rather. He's not even playing anymore. He's out. They do get their center back, but this has been a really big problem. And I understand that Eric Armstead isn't playing, but that guy is right there. Nick Bosa, that doesn't look fun. So when I'm looking at this matchup, apart from, like, Cooper Kupp, I'm not even playing fantasy players. I don't know what's going on. No
Debo.
No Debo's a big deal. No big as a deal. But I'm not on the Rams side. Other than Cooper Kupp, nope.
I don't put it past the Rams like to figure things out. They did just have their bye week. Yet I'm picking the 49ers too. I just can't trust Sean McVay in this matchup. Those regular season games mean something. It doesn't work for them. I think what they need to do for the Rams is go back to Stafford under center. Before the bye week, you saw him playing against the Panthers a little differently than they had played for most of the season. They've started to simplify things. I know that's a dirty word. That's what Aaron Rodgers started to say, but it was a little more of the Jared Goff Rams offense where it's play action and your back's to the defense, and you simplify it for your offensive line too, and you get your center back. Because the whole Stafford just figures it out when he's in shotgun. That's not working. He's not throwing the ball well, even when they are protected. I just trust the Rams have less talent. Like, it's weird to say that. You think of them as this crazy talented team. I know, but...
No, I know. I'm saying it's crazy to say that.
Yeah, because I know they get Van Jefferson back, but defensively, offensively, I think the 49ers have more players ultimately.
They do. And getting Van Jefferson back, I think, is huge. When you come into the game, the season with Matt Stafford having that injury, I also think that's huge. And the rest helps. Doing high knees doesn't necessarily heal things, but taking time off.
I like that Aaron Rodgers and Russell Wilson both got shots in this game. They took shots at both of them. I didn't do it.
Big target, big shots. They happen. But honestly, I am picking the Rams in this game.
Wow.
And the reason I am starting fantasy-wise Allen Robinson because the time off and the time away. Cynthia mentioned the loss of Joe Noteboom for the remainder of the season. I think perhaps things get pared down a little bit more where you're not trying to do all of the things that clearly Joe Noteboom is having trouble doing. Health is not. This offense gets a bit more simple. Things get back to the basics. And no Debo, I don't see. Looking back, he's got almost 700 yards in his career against this one team. I just have trouble imagining this team doing a whole lot of things considering the recent games that have been played.
Well, it is officially a straight on. You are going solo dolo. I'm 49ers. Listen, I know things change and players change and everything, but the 49ers being 7-0 against the Rams in the regular season, you gotta kind of pay attention. Like I know that the two, Shanahan and McVay, they're like best buds. Shanahan's figured something out and like gotten in McVay's head that he just cannot figure it out in the regular season. I don't think that we should ignore that. I think that it's going to happen. And then Christian McCaffrey is added. I know last week we were expecting some big things from him. It didn't really happen. I hope that he snaps this week and puts up some points on the board. Speaking of, let's do the math. Cynthia, Christian McCaffrey had a season-high 158 yards of scrimmage when he was with the Panthers earlier this season. Will he get into the end zone through the air and ground? Bo, he's pulling double duty.
Well, it did get better with no Deebo Samuel playing, the chances for both. I think one will happen. I mean, he's averaging 4.9 yards per rush outside the tackle. We know those outside runs are what Kyle Shanahan likes to cook up. That's a career high for Christian McCaffrey. I think one on the ground is really a nice opportunity to happen, but I don't know about both.
I also love
There's a lot to ask.
Sean McVay was asked about, what do you think of CMC getting out of the 49ers? They had to believe his answer.
That's amazing.
They had to
They
believe
wanted him.
Yeah, they wanted
his
him.
answer. No, I know.
D-Mac was like, no, I'm wearing my headband.
It's amazing. I love it. Okay, well, some familiarity for McCaffrey against LA this week, and a familiar face back under center for New England for the whole game. Maybe?
Popular man in New England, Bailey Zappi. It is Zappi mania, isn't it? He throws a low ball right, wide open Jacoby Myers, who makes it.
That's the end of it.
Same score.
Right now. Quick win.
Osmosis. I also have the Minnesota Vikings. I do not have the same score as you guys. It's 29 to
Oh, higher
I can't, because I like points. And I think we get a score fest here, mainly because I see the run game of the Minnesota Vikings in the possessions. Even though they are playing a top 10 rushing defense in the Arizona Cardinals, I love the opportunity to have Dalvin Cook coming off the bye. He dealt with a shoulder injury earlier in the season. Cynthia already mentioned Justin Jefferson. Of course, that's going to be the focus. Too much focus on Justin Jefferson.